Hi, welcome back. Transparently, the episode you're about to watch was shot April 10th and 11th. This is now April 18th, and I'm reshooting the intro. So first I want to say, if you're new here, hi, my name is Leslie. I happen to grow 100-ish houseplants in my Manhattan apartment, and I'm also really into a lot of other hobbies. I used to be a potter. I'm hoping to someday get back to that and bring you on that journey, and I do crafting and all sorts of artsy things in my home. But I reshot the intro because I did not look well, and I don't mean, oh my God, I was having a bad hair day. If you watch the episode that I posted this past week, data's on screen, you'll understand what goes on with my health, but I don't want to talk about it anymore, and I don't want to look at it anymore, so I'm going to do my best to make sure that this is a fun, distracting channel for you. I want to give you the joy that houseplants give me right back to you. We all grow our houseplants differently. We all have different experience levels, and also we're all learning every day, and there's also always new things coming on the market or new information hitting us. So I want to share with you what a day-ish looks like with me and how I go right now about caring for my plants and have a little fun together. I want to show you something in my collection that's making me smile today. So, of course, it has something to do with the Hoya. Come on. My Hoya love affair. I've had this for maybe nearly a year now. The Hoya love affair is a cross between the elliptica, which I do talk about in this episode, we don't get along, and this dude. Both these plants you guys have seen before on this channel because we repotted this together in my first chaotic video. The Hoya love affair, we made this planter together in an episode that was about, what did I call it? Creative Solutions. I'll put the cover on the screen here. And I've been keeping an eye on a peduncle I have. Keeping an eye on it. I was like, don't die. It is actually budding up. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little. I got this Hoya for the blooms. And putting in a self-watering pot has made all the difference. So I'm really, really, really hyped about this today. It is making me smile, and I'm like whispering to it like, come on girl, don't blast bloom for me. Because all my friends who got the Hoya love affair at the same time, theirs have bloomed many times over, but their stuff is in self-watering. Not semi-hydro, self-watering in a chunky mix. So that's fun. In this episode, we talk a lot about my plant journal. One thing I want to say, because of course I've been editing this video, I don't feel especially if you have a large collection, that you have to catalog your plants, but there are different ways to go about it. And I do think it would be helpful, whether you do it on Excel, whether you do it in the notes section of your phone like I did for over 3 years, whether it's Airtable, Google Drive, like whatever it is you choose. But I keep track of what I water and when I up pot and all those things, but you can simplify. You can just track when you got a plant in, where you got it from, you know, the date and all that. And when you up pot, or when you switch it to semi-hydro, or if you switch the fertilizer, and having big important notes like that will help you and maybe keep track of certain behaviors, or like, oh, it's been a year since I've up potted that. How's that root ball doing up in there? Or, okay, I treat it with root mealy with this, and it's still having a problem, maybe I switch. So I don't know, I do think there's some purpose to it, but I didn't get a chance to also share that this is my comfort. This for me at this time in my life is like my coziness. It's my security blanket. I get in bed at night, I'm not a reader right now, and what I do is I take out the plant journal and I write down what was watered during the day, or what got up potted, or what might need water the next day. And it's just how I unwind. I unwind in several different ways in my home, and it just makes me happy. And I'm really excited now. I'm going to take you on a crafting journey that I do in this to up the game in this even more and make it more crafty. So we talk about this. There is one other portion of that video that I'm going to reshoot right now because, first of all, it was shot on the 10th and the 11th. I'm going to make my plant water solution right now. And the reason I'm reshooting it isn't because like my kitchen was a mess. No, I'll show you. This is what a Manhattan kitchen looks like. Not every kitchen. I do have a dishwasher. That was the level up in my life. I got a dishwasher at 50 years old. Okay, I cried, not kidding. But because I wasn't in frame for most of it, my head was like this, and it's driving me crazy. So we're gonna shoot that again because also I need to make plant water, but I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna pull the table, boom, boom. Because I wanna share what is going into my solution and how much my Hoyas have changed over the years based on the fertilizer changes I've made over the last 4 or 5 years of having Hoya. I've had Hoya for 4.5 years. So I'm gonna take you through that. I wanna show you my ganungading. That's the best example I can give of all the fertilizer changes I have made and how each time there was new growth, it evolved. So this is an OG leaf in the back. I'm not getting a good shot of that, but this is an OG leaf. I think this had like 3, 4 leaves. Sure, there's footage. Maybe there's B-roll right now. Maybe there's not. So I don't know what fertilizer I was using for this. I'm gonna go maybe a 795. I used to use that all the time, maybe. Same thing with this dude. Like who are you? What did I use? This is, I think, fairly new, but maybe I used no fertilizer. But then introducing what SeaGrow did, which was recommended by April of Unsolicited Plant Talks. And oh my God, this is at a quarter strength, I want to say, when I started. And then, you know, some other leaves came in, and then bam, bam, boom, new leaf, newest leaf that's hardened off. Look how ginormous. This is at half strength, half strength. New leaf coming in, not hardened off. We'll see how big that gets. And new leaf obviously coming in, not hardened off. And then the introduction of Cal-Mag brought forth its first bloom, which it just happened. So yeah, I talk about it a little bit later on about where I'm learning this information about, you know, fertilizer and characteristics, and I wish I knew everything I used over the years, but I don't. I won't know until I clean out the really messy cart in my kitchen to see what I'm no longer using. Okay, so we're gonna make plant water. In this episode, you're gonna water a few plants with me. I'm gonna talk about them. I'm gonna take you through what's exciting with some of my succulents. Dormancy season is, well, it's doing a thing. So I wanna show you that. We're gonna journal craft in the evening. So it's a nice wind down time. I'm gonna give you a root mealy update. For those who saw that episode and you saw me drop a root ball because it was so infested in root mealy and I freaked out. Well, I said I was going to go through my entire Hoya collection with a microscope. And the reason why a microscope was needed is that sometimes root mealy live way under the root ball first. They're not going to be right on the surface. So I needed to get in there with a microscope, and there were no nests on the outside. I'm glad I got in there, because as I got in there, I found root mealy in the early stage in 3. The rest of the collection was free and clear, and I'm going to show you which 3. Oh, thank you for the comments. You guys probably thought that, like, oh my God, like I might have said something kind of smart-assy back to you, but a few of you, just 2 of you, and maybe a DM came my way about like, hey, so your blanket ladder, behold, the blanket ladder with the plants on it, is that secure? No, it's so not secure. It's fine. It's not fine. But here's the thing, the plants I've lived on it over the years have been really small, or they were climbing up it, and I don't have kids running around in here. I don't have cats or dogs. Like, y'all, who's gonna bang into that? But here's the thing, y'all got in my head. I went over and I checked on the Philodendron Rio, and it's so front heavy. And I've been meaning to propagate it because it's down to the floor. But these are concrete walls. So in the past, like I would need to have someone like put wires at the top of the ladder to secure it, eventually put shelves in, and I have to hire a mounting guy to put my shelves in my wall. It's like someone professional came in here to hang everything, and I'm moving in the fall, so the next apartment will be more secure. So we chopped the out of my Philodendron Rio. Oh my God, I just saw lightning. Corner of the eye lightning. Weather's gonna change, guys. It was 90 degrees 2 days ago. It's 62 right now. Like, whew. End of the video, speaking of, I look out. At the end of the video, I do get outside for a walk, and there's a very sweet New York moment. Very sweet. They made me tear up. Okay, so let's get into all the chores that I did that day, and let's make some plant water. And oh my God, I just saw more lightning. Oh my God. Welcome to the Food Network kitchen. No. Welcome to Leslie's non-cooking portion of an episode looks like I'm cooking right now. We're gonna bake some plant solution. I'm so annoying. I don't mean to be this annoying. I'm so sorry. But this is funny to me, the way I'm standing here doing this. Okay, I'm using 1 gallon of water. I do actually go ahead and filter my water in a Brita. I don't know why. I live in New York City, the water is fine, but it just feels like I should, so I always have. How's that for an answer? I don't know what the pH is. I don't do all that. No, I don't, and my plants are fine. I'm gonna start with mosquito bits. Now, this is because I don't want fungus gnats in my home, and I have been doing this for 4.5 years now, and whenever I do skip this step, they're back. And of course, in the beginning, I wasn't straining them, and then I would end up with mold, or I did it in a strainer, and it was kind of complicated. So now I just use a tea bag. It's recycled, and I pour about 2 tablespoons per gallon in, and I let it sit for a minimum of 30 minutes. And sometimes it's even overnight. Now, some people cannot stand the smell of mosquito bits. Also, if you leave the sitting for days and days, it's gonna get gunky and gross. The water will get nasty, even if you take the tea bag out. So I do somewhat ignore that, and sometimes water my plants with disgusting mosquito bit water, because I haven't used it all and I don't wanna waste money. A storm is a brewing outside, y'all. Okay. Throwing that right into the water. I mean, I'll be honest. I say that you probably should give it longer than a half an hour of sitting in there, but I don't have that kind of patience. But sometimes it will sit overnight. I have made some real changes to what I put in my water, but one thing that has not changed is Super Thrive. Now, it is great, but here's the thing. I've been using it so long that I cannot tell you what is so great about it. I cannot say to you, here's what I've noticed, but it does have a lot of good stuff, and my plants sometimes only get the mosquito bits water and Super Thrive. Like if I want to give them just a little break on fertilizer. So 1/4 of a teaspoon per gallon is what I do. There are 2, I really feel like I'm on a cooking show. I really feel like I'm doing a presentation, and I slightly am dying on the inside right now. I would love to hear what you guys are watering with and what you love about it. I do not give this solution to my African violets or my orchids. Everything else in my home gets the same solution, because she don't have no time to be making different batches and things like that, because I got to conserve a little bit of me. I loathe myself right now. This is so awkward. And before I was just like doing in my kitchen, I was a hot mess, and I am literally usually just a hot mess. So don't buy it for 1 second. Don't. Okay, are we clear on that? Good? Okay. The biggest change I've made is SeaGrow, which is a 16-16-16. April from Unsolicited Plant Talks, the Hoya grower queen that she is, recommends this. I talked about it a little bit already, but my Hoya leaves, in particular the ones I want to be big, are so happy and juicy and delicious. And and I use half the amount you're supposed to, sometimes 1/4 the amount. It calls for consistent waterings, a 1/2 teaspoon per gallon. I do a 1/4 teaspoon. Look, by the way, right behind me is my latifolia. And it has been battling flat mites, and it's gone through a lot. It's gone through a lot this year. The first leaf out, look at this first leaf out in a long time. Is that not bananas? That's what I want the whole plant to look like. Please, please. I do stir in the SeaGrow after, like it does a little mixy mix. The most recent addition to my solution is Cal-Mag. And I do believe it is the reason why my plants are blooming, including the Hoya Love Affair. Because I started using this, and that same person whose Hoya Love Affair has been blooming triple time of mine, and we got it from the same person at the same time, she uses Cal-Mag. So there's that fact. This calls for a full teaspoon per gallon for most applications. I use a quarter to half a teaspoon for almost every watering. Again, I've only been using it a few months though. So we're gonna go half a teaspoon. Oh my God, I feel like I'm on a baking show. I hate me right now, but I'm hoping this is helpful. Please tell me this is helpful or not helpful, or you agree or disagree. This is how I clean this. It's not going in a baby's mouth, so nobody yell at me or panic. Okay, it's fine. And that is what goes in my solution currently. I am considering, I know I just said I wasn't going to, I think my Anthurium and might as well my Philodendron Rio would probably appreciate a different solution. So maybe I'll give them GT instead or something like that. Because my two Anthurium that I have hate me. Here we go into the actual, let's water plants together, and here's the footage from April 10th and 11th. What do I look like when I'm watering around and not bringing things to the sink because I'm doing it quickly and I might be having a rough medical day? I look like this because that's who I am today. So yeah, I still every now and then, for about 3 of my plants, use 4 a moisture meter. I used to bring everything to the sink and water because a lot of my things don't have deep saucers, but now to make my life easier, I just bring some sort of bowl with me and water and put the plant in it. And I don't water them all in one shot. I don't water the whole living room in one shot, no. And I do my best to space it out so that I can pace myself. So let's see, how is the SF004 doing? This is one of my favorite Hoya. It's a slow grower, very slow grower. It's beautiful large leaves. And I like this one to go completely dry, but it did blast recently. So maybe it doesn't want to go completely dry. It's in a super chunky mix. If you saw the episode from last week, this is the plant that's sitting in a stolen, what? This is the plant that's sitting on top of a biscuit warmer. And I do like to water my plants thoroughly and all the way through. A lot of people think that you don't have to do that. I do stand by and think that you should really let all the minerals drain through, give it a good soaking, but it's dripping. It's doing its thing. Could already go on the biscuit warmer, it's fine. The biscuit warmer. But it will be fine because that's porous and it won't like run all over the desk or anything like that. So as simple as that. So looking through quickly, what else needs water up in here? I watered a lot last night in here, so, or the day before. So it's been spread out, which is the purpose of how I go about my plant care so I don't overdo it. Oh, I know, these guys. You are very far away. I'm gonna change things around. Come here, you're too far away. You got the idea. Hello, you are now closer. We're gonna water these guys, but I do wanna talk about them and their care. I'm gonna reiterate a million times over. Watering your plants on a schedule might not be ideal. And Hoya Lima Silver and this Hoya Lai Chow. So these guys are in tiny pots. So I really have to go off the feel of it and not be like, okay, it's been a week, let me water you. So this is feeling very light. They're in a chunky mix. They're all the way dried out. I can hit this with water again, but I don't want it to rot. So I'm going to give it another day or so. But I am going to water the Lai Chow. I don't usually do it standing just like this, but I'm recording. So, yep. Don't let your plants share water. Root mealies will spread that way. I want to talk about dormancy really quickly because this is a perfect example right now. So in case you're not familiar with succulents that have dormancy seasons, I have some that are opposite seasons. So this is my Albuca spiralis, and it is about to head into dormancy. So after it blooms, and it's getting ready to, this will go into a different pot probably. This is my honestly one of my favorite pots I ever made because can't replicate that. This will go into a terracotta pot and go on top of a shelf and just sit there for all of summer, and then I'll bring it down as fall hits and I'll give it some water and put it back in this pot. This bloom is going to go, oh, like it's like this tall. It's crazy. So I'm excited to see it bloom. And then also it's kind of sad because it's about to hit the end of its season. I usually feel, by the way, this is a bulb. I usually feel the bulb, and if it's getting a little soft, I water it. It's not really feeling soft though. But since this isn't a well-draining mix, I'm not worried about overwatering. Dormancy talk. This is my Euphorbia poison eye. And girl, can you please come out of dormancy? By now it should be coming out of dormancy. I did not water it at all this winter. Now last winter I gave it little sips every, like once a month, every 5 weeks. And last summer, it was so amazing. It was incredible. The summer before was the first season I had it. And from the moment I got it in March in California, it didn't look good. It never really made it out of dormancy. So I see a bit of green, a tad of green at the top, like a tad of green. So, wait, maybe it's a little, that little tad of green is a little higher than that. All of this was from last summer. So I'm hoping. So here's to hoping, and here's to a little sip for you. Like, I'm just like, come on, please. Wakey, 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 wakey. I have another one that I treated the same way. They went both underneath this whole zone. I got this bulb last spring with its bloom in place. It was in March. Leaves were in, beautiful all summer. And then, so I put it down below, didn't give it sips. And by the time I took it out to look at it, it was so puckered, it looked rotted. It did not look okay. So I was like, well, nothing I can do about it. So you can see what I mean. Like part of it's a little rotty, like an onion, like it rotted on the outside. I gave it some drinks and we're coming to life. This is the variegated form. So the first leaf coming out is variegated. This is pink, so it looks like we're going to be variegated. It's going to be fine. It's a little late. It's a little late because I was a little late. So yeah, I have 2 coming out of dormancy and 1 going into dormancy. What else needs water while I'm here? A lot of this just got watered. I mean, this got watered yesterday. Oh, I know. Hello, fan aloe. This needs a drink. She's a little floppy. It's a delicate dance between rotting a succulent and not watering it enough. While I'm standing here, the root mealy conversation will be very brief, but I do have 2 in isolation on the bottom shelf. As a matter of fact, I'll just add in B-roll right here. Bottom shelf, I had 2 that have root mealy that I was not willing to chop up. My Hoya Matilde, inner variegated, or just variegated, and my Dischidia hirsuta yellow flower. I took insurance cuttings, and I think this is the first time that I'm going to go for it chemical-wise. I'm going to do it outdoors. I'm going to do it over a bowl. I'm going to be wearing gloves. I'm going to be wearing my mask. It's not that intense for other people. For me, given my illness, I need to be extra careful. So we have really nice weather coming. So I'll be able to do it outdoors and look slightly suspicious. It is what it is. And if the plants don't do well, I have insurance cuttings in my prop box, but I wasn't willing to chop up the entire situation. Do you blame me? Okay, I'm also looking at my latifolia. It's right in front of me. So this is an example of a plant chore that I cannot do right now. As a matter of fact, I won't be able to do it, end of sentence, on my own. I tried. When it got up potted the last time, a friend said she was going to come and help me. I felt like it needed it urgently. It was incredibly root bound. I tend to push myself with my health, and it was the biggest lesson learned. It's all on TikTok. That's why there's footage of it. So it took me several days to get the job done. The pot was really a little bit big for it, so I need to be creative about how I went about it because it was dry rot and I didn't want to end up with root rot. And the plant has gone through a lot, and I cannot believe the root system. Like, what am I doing about that? Part of me feels like the roots will be fine. Just tuck them back, tuck the kids in. You know what I'm saying? I need to tuck the kids in and I think it'll be fine. I can't imagine that the whole pot is filled out. I have 2 more plants that need water right now. Euphorbia crown of thorns. This is a real quick, easy one. This guy's been really easy care. I keep repotting it though, trying to find the right pot for it. I'm ridiculous. The root system isn't very big, so it's fine. I think it's happy in this pot. There, make a mess for a second. And we repotted this in my first chaotic, I'm always going to call it the chaotic video. I did treat this one for the flat mites earlier this week, which is alcohol and Castile soap and water. So it got its treatment this week. I'm going to give this one a really heavy soak because the pot it's in is so porous. And if you saw me up pot this one or change the pot, those roots are really right up against the walls. I actually usually like to soak this one so that the pot itself is wet as well. But I'm cutting myself a break and not doing that today because chop chop. So I'm going to place this back down in its spot, which, as you might know from last weekend's video, it sits on top of a piece of marble so that it doesn't ruin the linen book cover. Take a look at the water. How's sunset? Oh, kind of pretty. Oh my God, extreme close-up. Okay, the only other one that I have notes on that needs water, I believe, I mean, other than we're going to go sit down on the floor and do a quick watering under the TV, is my strawberry matcha in my bedroom. So part of me just thinks I bring it in here and not reset, so stand by. That is a complete lie. I am once again avoiding watering the Thanksgiving cactus. You all know you do this, right? You all do this. You're ignoring a plant you don't want. Tell me what you're ignoring in your collection. I'd like to know. This plant has been lovely. I have a lot of plants. Also, it's not growing for me. And I don't know what's up. It bloomed like crazy. Oh my God. I'm a little nervous that it could have like root mealy or something going on in there. Would it be the end of the world if I threw it away? Like, would it be? No. That's why I want to put it up on Buy Nothing on Facebook, but I wouldn't do that if it has pests. So I do need to look to see if it has pests. So I'm going to go put this back on the coffee table where I stare at it and do nothing about it. I thought I'd grace you with Her Majesty, Her Royal Highness, the strawberry matcha. I'll do it in here. Triple checking. And then I'll add the notes. I'll sit on the sofa, watch TV, watch plant tube, and, you know. I really should, yeah, strawberry matcha needed it. Okay, good. Oh, this is a good moment for me to show you the what I did with the Hoya clem due to it having root mealy. I caught it early stage. I caught it really early stage, but the Hoya clem didn't have much that I can work with it because it had the base leaf was really close to the next leaf and the next leaf. So it wasn't like I could just chop off the base leaf and then start, like, it's so compact down there, which is lovely. I don't have a leggy clem, but I did need to like strip down the whole root system. I did my best to clean it with alcohol and Castile soap and hope that there's no eggs. Like, there's no guarantee in that. So it is quarantined and rooting, and I'll leave it like that for quite a long time, to be honest, and keep an eye on it. And if eventually it needs a chemical treatment, then well, that'll happen. This is not hardened off yet. So prop leaves, okay, this is what they should look like. Nice round, nice veiny round. And then the newest leaf is ginormous. It has nice splashing. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's funny because it totally changed its characteristics. I did talk about this in 2 other videos. I'm going to say it the third and last time. If you want to understand how fertilizer changes the characteristics of your Hoyas, watch the video that was posted by April of Unsolicited Plant Talks. This is where I learned the information about why the characteristics are changing and how to play with your fertilizer. But I'm choosing large leaves right now. I really am. So this leaf is absolutely gorgeous. And even though it's so different, I vote large leaf with splash and veins and all the things. So I'm very happy with this leaf out. when I graced you with Her Majesty, the strawberry matcha, you might have noticed, by the way, the same thing happened. But it's not, these are hard enough now. So, girl, it's the same amount. I don't know. But the original prop leaf, which I bought it as a 1-leaf rooted prop with a growth point, was this. I do have a beautiful one that's a 2-leaf prop that has a growth point and new leaves coming in. That's going to be listed in New York City for sale. Cute. So here are some of my journals. I have different types for different purposes. I love them. Before I take you through the plant journal really quickly, I want to show you the junk journal just so you can see where I have kind of incorporated almost a junk journal vibe to little bits of this. So if you're not familiar with junk journaling, you know, the spirit behind this, you're supposed to just grab junk, right? And like, that's junk. I use mine for a gratitude journal. So this was my most recent page, March 24th. It was a friend had gifted me a whole bunch of really good, like amazing goodies. She shipped it from the Bay Area. And what I do is I tuck my gratitude notes into pockets. I make pockets all over this thing. This is a bookmark. And on the back is where I wrote my notes of gratitude because they're really for me. They're my secrets. I use a junk journal for gratitude. And by creatively making something that's art, it gives me incentive to write down gratitude. This journal now, and I'm going to be revamping this journal. So again, it's a trifold. And this one is my dump all the feelings done. So, and then this is my medical journal. And the reason I'm showing you all of this is at the back of it, I have this envelope where then I put all my medical history and the medications I'm taking. So when I go to a doctor, I bring this with me. And this envelope, I need to make another one for the plant journal. So we're going to take a look at that right now. And we'll do this another time because I need to create new books for this, and I got them. So the plant journal, the thing you're here for. So I used to keep all of my notes about my plants in the notes section on my iPhone, and it got away from me, and I found myself really not using it. And then I got inspired to create a book that I would engage with. Now, if you have a really large collection, I mean, come on now. Is it realistic to keep up with the plant journal? Maybe not. But can you maybe do it by genus? Can you maybe divide it by room? A lot of people use Airtable, Google Drive, like whatever it is, just to even catalog what they've gotten in and the date they got it. And maybe just like you do that. So what do I own to put this all together? So in addition to having those pages, and I'll take you through this, I happen to have a Kodak printer. The P210R. It's a mini, and you're going to see the images shortly. This has been great, and I got it Black Friday on TikTok. So I bought a bundle and was able to print out my collection and have, I didn't finish doing the cacti succulents. That's been on the to-do list, which is here in the front. I don't need a label maker, but I happen to also on that same Black Friday grab this. So I love this. I use this in different places. I mean, you can see that I've used it, but I don't use it per plant. Something I'm going to want to do tonight, I'll show you in a moment. I've divided mine, because it takes 3 inserts in here, by genus. So the first book being Hoya and Dischidia, which is the biggest part of my collection. And then I have cacti, succulents, and other, and I'll show you how I have the other divided. And then last portion being orchids, ferns, and aroids. The tabs, sadly, the tabs mean flat mites or root mealy or some sort of pest. That's what this is all about, okay? And I keep my extra tabs in this envelope that I didn't, it was facing like this, so everything kept just dumping out stupidly. This is washi tape, and the like really cute washi pull-offs that, here they fell off. So those are the tabs you saw. I have other things in here that I use. Here's one of the succulents that needs to go in there that I printed this out and I never put it into the book. So I'm going to redo this envelope tonight. I have a different envelope I want to use. I want to decorate it and make it super cute. I want it pointing in a different direction. Something I heard recently and I really liked it, the messier your handwriting is in your journals, the more likely you're being real. Now, did that mean for a, you know, watering and pest log and what you watered with. No, it did not mean that. It meant for your getting your feelings out or creative writing. But I decided to stop being so neat about it. Like the first entries were really neat and then it got messy. Simple as this. Late last night I watered the Via Invengensis. 410, water, I scribble. I know I watered it with C and Cal, meaning SeaGrow and Cal-Mag, and I underline the word water so that my eye goes to it, because sometimes it's a note saying moved it next to the bed. So my eye doesn't need to go there. Also, I ran out of space, right? And then I had to move back up. So that's something else we're going to talk about. Let's go to a page that's really jam-packed, and I'm already like running out of room. Okay, here's one. Okay. All right. This one needs to calm down. So what am I going to do when I run out of room? I'm not going to start a whole book again. No, what I'm going to do, this is all in pencil. I'm going to likely erase, and on the left side, I'm going to put notes of when things bloomed, or, you know, anything that was really notable, like it got repotted kind of note. That's what will go here, and then I'll go start again with the watering schedule. Will go again. Now, if I find the paper's a little bit too thin or that's not going to work, I'm probably just going to lay another sheet of paper right over, cut it, and tape it right up there. So I'll probably do that tonight as well, as long as I don't overdo it today. Sometimes I put notes right here scribbled of when I water things if I don't feel like I'm going to get to this. Cacti succulent section, as you can see, is like really empty. So here's the plants we bought together in Square. I just shoved those in there. I never took the photo and printed it out, but I am writing down they're being watered. But like, that's lame. I am probably missing about 15 plants from my collection, at least in this section. I just need to finish it. Like, what's wrong with me? That was a tour. Me checking the notes as I'm walking across the room one more time, and Coriaceae silver, the second question mark means I wasn't certain. So I just lifted that up, and what do you think I'm gonna say? What do you think I'm gonna say? It's time. It's dry as can be. So filling the reservoir pretty high up, to be honest, beyond the wick, so that I can really drink it up from the bottom. Oop, okay. If you're new here, we made this planter together. Just gonna water this dude. Again, I need to get this one into the plant journal because I'm losing track, and it doesn't matter if it runs onto the plate, see? But I do recall watering this about a week ago, and if these were soft, then I would water, but everything else was just watered. All right, so the other night I sat here so mellow and just had the compulsive moment that it needs to be rearranged. And I talked about that. That is what I love to do, and it honestly is like a nervous system reset. So here's the footage of me doing that. So this little spice rack that I got from Marshall's or a TJ Maxx that was like nothing, it was actually the display at whenever I was selling pottery. I would just put the miniature pots obviously on here and the miniature bud vases, and it was for display. Seeing what I've done over the last several years, the iteration I liked most was when the spice rack was underneath the TV. So I was really grateful that I edited that and was able to get back the like vibe and the combo of like any mini Hoyas with succulents, and yeah, I'm vibing this. I'm vibing this. Are you vibing this? What do you think? Welcome to the crafting portion of this planty video. We're not going to get to propagating today because, well, first of all, I started to not really feel so hot. So I took a break to have dinner, and then I ended up in a really nice phone call with a dear friend. So that is what took my energy. It was worth my energy. So we're gonna play and fix and jazz up parts of this plant journal. I'm gonna acknowledge that I did notice later on when I was like sitting here eating that the audio changed. So, well, that sucked. But we're back to one, everyone. We're fine. That noise cancellation button is not, that was really annoying. The envelope that was like this and then spilling over, and then if I put it like this, it still could just spill over. No more. I'm going to use 2 small ones instead, and they're going to have a different purpose each. There'll be 2 different pockets. I'll show you what I'm going to do with them at the end. But this is what my evenings will very often look like. Sitting here, YouTube going. I really mean it. YouTube going. It's not just plant tube. I love me some travel channels. Love me some travel channels, some homesteading, some off-grid living. You know, I just, whatever comes up. I am either junk journaling. I've done macrame sitting just like this with the feet up. Watercolor and sketching. Literally, this is the spot. I want to make them planty. This is similar to doing junk journaling. And I definitely want to include something that makes me think of a person. And the reasons I like to decorate my journals and take a creative moment with them is it holds me accountable to want to engage with them because I put a lot of effort in and they make me really proud. This is a great way to wind down the day. I want to show you quickly just some of the supplies I use and things I have around me. I'm also sometimes pretty slow about it. I'm not doing junk journaling or sketching or things like that for Instagram, TikTok, like, you know, like I take my time. So what are some, I have a lot of stuff for creating. In addition to junk, which my friend Robin shipped me all of this stuff that's in here, that my friend Grace mailed me a whole bunch of beautiful stuff that I'm definitely going to use right now. My friend Melena comes over all the time giving me goodies. I'll save all that footage and all those things for a junk journal, you know, something like portion of an episode. So I'm going to be grabbing from my Flow magazine, Paper Lovers, possibly. I'm definitely be grabbing from this Orchid magazine from my friend Callie. The last time I got an order from her, I ordered some sticks for my plants. She gifted me this. It's from 2010, and I definitely want to put an image. I'll pull something out to stick on 1 or 2 of the envelopes. There's more in the dining table. It's all around. I always have tissue paper up in case I want to make it look a little, what's the word? You know, when you take the tissue paper with the, what's the word? You know the word. Something-age. Yeah, come on, that word. And then in this, I have a whole bunch of scraps from magazines and things I haven't quite used yet that I'm like, oh, well, I'll definitely use that at some point. The word forever. I'm sure that's going to go into a junk journal at some point. And all the glue and glue tape and scissors and all the things, this is when this gets very busy. I think the first thing I'm going to do is grab orchid inspiration. And I would love to have like an orchid right here so that when you lift it up, that's the part of the tab that will go there. I could probably do some washi or some paper here to make borders. I like to actually just rip my own edges of paper in different types of paper. I don't like anything to look perfect. Let's see. What jumps out to me from Callie? I think that would be cute. I don't know that I love it though. I think that's the one. Oh, wait, that's stunning. Love that one. Wait, I'm kind of obsessed with that flower. I'm obsessed with this flower. Wait, hold on. Pivot. Pivot. I need to see if I can make this one work because I'm obsessed with this flower. See, this is why I don't rush it. You should be obsessed. So I like to start with my first inspiration and then build around it. So the envelope I'm going to be working with, the colors will be working off of this. Oh, it's so pretty. Once you cut them out, they're so good. Look how pretty this is. Oh, yes. It looks like a sticker, doesn't it? You could just like pick up something like this in the mail. Take it from your neighbor's mailbox. They won't miss it. I'm going through papers right now that I want to put with this flower. So I'm just drawing on the colors and I just found this one and I really like this. So here's the idea. Part of me though was eyeing the cover and taking a little bit of this for the front. Ooh, this will be kind of cool. Wait, hold on, everybody. Oh, that looks freaking gorgeous. Wait, I'm obsessed with that. Like just a sticker and nothing flowery. Yeah. Now I'm super inspired by this. This is so pretty just like that. Wait, I'm gonna glue that down right now. Done. I'm finished. Elmer's washable, the purple kind. I also have glue tape, which I do use, but for something like this, I just go ham. La la la. It's very like 1970s. I like how I started on the top one, but now I'm working on the bottom one, which this could be the top one. I don't know, does it matter? No. Stickers. Mushroom. Why are mushrooms so cute? Oh, that's cute. Little bell. Cute. Oh, that's cute. Wait, I might like that. Okay, stop. It's so fun to look through this packet. This is the best part. I get in the zone. I cut some leaves off of an orchid. I put them together, and then I found that little sticker of a bow. I think I want to draw some like wispies. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I need something here. Well, I'll start here. It's not what I wanted to do, but that's okay, because I did. So we're just gonna go with it and commit. Well, I don't love that at all, but that's okay. No idea what I'm making right now. It's a sort of plant-inspired situation. It's got a little bit of a fern vibe. It's fine. Put this one down, work on the other one. Okay, so back to this dude. It's interesting when I see this dude. This is the bag that the sticks came in from Cali. Is there a way to incorporate it here? Just looking. I'm gonna take a bit of it, see what happens. By the way, there was a period of time where I would FaceTime with a friend, and she'd be doing plant chores while I would just be junk journaling, and we would just be catching up. And it was lovely. So, you know, don't forget that you can either do it in a very quiet way, things that you want to do on your own, or you can FaceTime a friend. Now, this is purple, but it does dry clear. See, what I love about this is that this holds meaning. This is a memory for me. Because isn't that what it's all about? How about this purple that I pulled? Let's see. If you're not familiar, glue tape. Tape is good stuff. Cute. Tell me not to take any ink to this one, okay? Great, thanks, appreciate it. Where were you before? Now, obviously, this is for my plant journal, but you can decorate envelopes this way too. I think I want to keep it simple and call it, and that would be it. Plus, I want to go to bed. I'm going to put them in, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to put in them. I have an absolute mess around me. This stuff does hold. I had to rip the other one off. As you can see, there's some residue. I've been wanting to fix this for a really long time, so this feels good to be getting this done. And I'm going to show you what I plan on putting in here. So cute. Just an idea of what I'll put in here. I might change my mind. We all get these at Purchase Plants, but I don't like them in my plants. I usually, some people make their own tags. Some people don't put any in, but it would be nice to put the date of when the plant was received. I have a lot more around in my apartment, and my plan is to now put them in an envelope in the back of the plant journal. So that would be purpose 1. Purpose 2, my photos that I've taken either to then put in here and these haven't made their way in, or ones that are no longer in the collection, and write it maybe a note or to why. As a matter of fact, I can peel one off and show you what I mean. So I'm going to put that there. And then also supplies that I use in here, the washi tape that I use for the tags. And I didn't show this. This one is just like a little checklist. You could put the month, the week of the month, and then the day. And I do use these sometimes in the front of the pages so that if I'm in a huge rush and I'm not filling things in, I'll put like Monday, water, and I'll put the plant name next to it. It's Post-its. I'll show you what I mean about, like, I have some plants, Hoya. They've left the premises, and I'm going to want to put a different plant on that page. Here, my Hoya elliptica. It's the second time that elliptica and I have not made it. I'm gonna peel this off. I decided to let it go. It wasn't doing great. It was flat mites. And I was like, we're not having a good time, you and I. So I decided it wasn't giving me joy and to just throw it away and not treat it. So, but I'm gonna write down the date because I actually wrote down here when it got flat mites and when it was an RIP situation. Flat mites, flat mites not worth it. I do love an elliptica, but we've not gotten along. So twice it was a cutting given to me, 2 times people giving me cuttings and I just couldn't get it going. And then once I propped it again and again, and then it had flat mites, I was like, we're done. Flat mites, Feb 2026, RIP, and that will go in the back. And this will get erased and a different plant will go here. Like it never happened. Cool, great. Okay, see you in the morning. Holy moly, I think there's 5 blooms open at the same time because last night sitting on the sofa, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fragrance was so strong, like it's been strong this whole time. 5, oh, 6, okay, now that makes sense. So 5 and 6. I was like, what is happening? What? But that's why. Like, it's been strong for 2 weeks now, but that was insane last night. The table is out. Oh, I feel better today physically than I did yesterday, which is nice. It is 62 out. I see people sunbathing on the roof, like really. But if I can get through some of these things in a very paced and quick way, I'm hoping to try to go outside and see how I do. So the plant journal is out. I want to say, I think they're so sweet and happy. First of all, we're upside down. Last night, as I was getting ready for bed, I realized that under the Hoya elliptica, which I tore out, I wrote Wilbur Graves potted up March 25th. So I was planning, and I didn't water it on that date, and I was planning on putting that plant here. I printed it out. We're gonna propagate. I wanna show you how beautifully rooted the other chop is from that I'm gonna give to a friend. But I'm not gonna pot that up for her today. And if she doesn't want it, I have a guy friend that I'm gonna give it to. And also I'm hoping that propping that is gonna make it bushier. I forget whose video I was watching, but it was someone who said I never show my philodendron, not Rio, it was a Brazil. And theirs was much fuller. Mine is nice and long, but theirs was full. It made me be like a little jealous. So I want to make mine fuller. So maybe I won't sell what I chop today and just fill out the pot. I'm going to water my staghorn fern today. Last night I said that I have a label maker, but I don't really use it in this. Why don't I? I don't know. I don't know. So since Hoya elliptica is written in ink, I need to cover it. So I did print out the Hoya Wilbur Graves words right here. Let's put in the Wilbur Graves right there. Like, do you remember these? Like these gummy erasers? But let's see. I don't want to, yeah, this is good. Why am I like doing a display as if I work for Kodak? No thanks. All right. But it's good for not damaging the paper. You know where I sometimes underline the word watered? It's a pretty aggressive underline. All right, just a little bit of glue tape. And I like to line it up with the dots, which I did. Hoya Wilbur Graves. Let's see how I'm going to feel about using actual labels. I think I'm going to feel really good about it. Just up my game, everyone. Looks much better. And I'm going to put down the photo date. So the reason I do that is obviously plants grow and they evolve, and I like to know, like, oh my God, look what it looked like on April 11th. So this photo was taken this morning, 2026. I do have more to put in here, and I'll do that tonight. I have a bunch. This cacti succulent section really needs to be done. And I did print out the other Hoya that are living under the TV that came out of the prop box. It belongs in one of the envelope. That's the top one where I already put the nap 16. This is, all right. The photos are right there. This is the elliptica. We'll put that below. And I do have on my to-do list, that's the front little booklet that I attach because I'm adorable like that. Oh my God, some of these notes, I really do follow up with this. So it's like up pot and Therium. I did that December 7th. Trellis, the Coriaceae. I did that on the 7th of December. So I have a whole list of things I took care of. Oh, Scope the Elliptica. That was done. I was right. Scope the VN Vincensis. I was right. Scope the Sulcata. Didn't have any. 4/11/26. Hoya from prop into journal. I literally was wondering, like, why don't I remember when I watered that plant? Because it's not in here. I love her. I do recommend, if you ever go through a stage where you're overwhelmed by your plant collection, break it into bites. By zones, by genus. Don't do it all in one day. If you work 9 to 5 or Monday through Friday, I used to work 10 to 10, always on call. And I would just water my plants at night, like go around. It was my quiet time, and I wouldn't do it all at once. And it was lovely. This doesn't live here, but we're gonna pretend for the purpose of YouTube. So nice outside. This is my stag. I don't know if I've ever like really showcased my staghorn fern here. I'm sure that come the fall, that's gonna be time to mount this. But it's grown so much since I got it. I found at the Union Square Green Market, it was small. And when I started to get its shields, I was like, oh my God, that's so fun. This is in I am not a hand build potter, ceramicist, but when I first got sick, I tried to hand build from home. So this was the second planter I made in the last, because it just physically it was too much for me at that time. But I wanted to look like a piece of like tissue paper or just like a light bag. And this has been so easy care for me, the stag. It's still kind of got a little soil up in there from when I purchased it. So you'll see me kind of like tipping to really get it wet. It's mostly then like got bark and, you know, just like really chunky around it. I do really let it drain. You can see why this needs to be mounted, right? This is really awkward. And it just sits on my coffee table, not on the side where I'm trying to watch TV. because I would not be able to see the TV now. Since the shields, man, this has gotten tricky. Trying to really get in there without causing any rot. This thing is getting so big. What am I gonna do with this like 3 years from now? Being front heavy is an issue. So it certainly has enough to give. So let's see if we can get a bushier plant out of this, and also spread the love with it, because I do love this plant and I want to share it with my friends. Oh, let me go get the propagation of it so I can show you. So I got this plant from Jax's Jungle. I bought it mature. I lost my mind in the unboxing, which was on TikTok. Lost my mind. I was so excited because this was in Jax's personal private collection, and she's just been downsizing and was like, "I want to buy this." I'm like, that's been on my list. Treat the leaves, clean the leaves a bit. I have a pot that I've made that I want to put this in. She was living outdoors in her jungle, literally from her home. So I wanted to give it a good clean down, and then boop. Oops. I was just washing it off and the piece just like snapped. It's a heavy plant, that's okay. Propagation. So I chopped it up, and it's been propagating for quite some time. So it's ready to be potted up. I don't love me water roots, I really don't, but that was the way to go here. I don't really want to chop you, but I need to chop you. I'm thinking I'll use this. You know who made this. Girl, see, it does have a lot of growth at the top, a lot of beautiful growth at the top. Lots of pinky, pretty, so it is filling out, which is fantastic. It's hitting the floor. But I don't want to do this because there's so much beautiful, fresh new growth coming in. And I'm not someone who's like, I don't want to chop you. I'm so used to doing that with my Hoya. I just, let me show you. You see, I'm like so awkward. Look at all that pink. Just doing it. How far down am I going? No, that leaf is too pretty. You have to stay with me. Oh my God, but that leaf is pretty. Some of these leaves are just so beautiful. Like this one, I can't. You would think I've never propagated a plant in my life. Everybody panic. No, I'll go here. Yeah, okay, I'm resolved. I got it. Leaf is so, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. Look what I just chopped. I'm sorry, I love you. I have to keep in mind like the weight of this plant and like feeling it and getting rid of weight. Focus, get rid of weight. Sure, that was a really aggressive chop, but this is heavy. Whew. Sorry. Look at that, look what's going, holy Rio around, oh my God. I'm gonna get at this piece and call it, and I just chopped the crap out of this. I like that leaf too much on the plant. I think I more than did good enough. I'm a little worried about what I just did. It has all summer to grow. Oh yeah. I cut it too much. I think I cut it too much. It'll grow back. Oh my God. Not so thrilled about that. Okay. Well, that happened. Can't go back now. I don't even feel like dealing with this right now. I want to use my energy to go outside. But then what if I peter out and don't get this done? This is a lot of plant. I think future plans for this guy is some of it go back in the pot, and then some of it I would like to gift to my friend DJ. And that's the end of the story. Sacrifice a leaf or two. I should probably be explaining for anyone who's new to propagation, like I do cut off some leaves. This is what I do, exposing the nodes. There are aerial roots right there. This roots up really fast. Part of me wonders if I need a taller container. Well, okay, bye. I think I like to use this one. produce the aerial roots right there. Support each other, guys. Support each other. I'll put a little bit of Super Thrive in the water, and it's gonna do its thing very quickly. I'm so sorry. Holy haircut. Oh my God. I just gave it a bob. I always like to hear from you guys. I love your comments. Just asking me a simple question like, you know, about the plant ladder. But you had me thinking. How do you guys manage your plant care and your watering schedule and your pest treatments and your up pots? And do you keep track at all? Or do you keep a to-do list? Or do you guys keep notes anywhere? It was helpful for me to keep it on my phone until it just became overwhelming. So I'm glad I found a creative way for me to keep notes that I would stay engaged with and not feel like it was another chore. For me, it just adds to a relaxing thing to do that is calming of the nervous system at night when I fill in what I've watered. So I don't always sit there and, you know, decorate it. That's something I rarely do with that. That's reserved for the junk journal. So that's the old junk journal. That's volume 1, right? Yeah, that's volume 1 down there of a junk journal. Thank you for joining me for this video. I will see you soon. I'm wishing you a wonderful, peaceful, healthy, successful, restful, adventurous, whatever you want this week to be. I hope that's what this week is for you, and I'll see you really soon. Bye. What's up? Bonus footage. Yep, that's happening because I am outside. This is Battery Park City. It is the southernmost point of Manhattan. Well, the southernmost point would be the Battery, which is just below Battery Park City. But it's gorgeous out here. Fun facts, I moved to Manhattan in 1992. I'm from New Jersey. And I used to make fun of this neighborhood. I was like, why would anyone live down in Battery Park City? It's kind of like Chicago, it's windy. And then the height of the pandemic hit, I was like, I just need fresh air. I just need to be near the river. I just need a bench. And well, I got all that. So I'm gonna go sit on a bench because I paid to sit on benches. It's lovely down here. So maybe the next time you're in New York, be sure to head down to Battery Park City. And there's a cruise ship going by. So I'm gonna show you the cruise ship. It's always good people watching too. Beautiful dogs and beautiful people. See, cruise ship, there you go. Don't know where it's headed, but I could tell you that's a cruise ship. And they're probably going somewhere fabulous. So good for you. Good for you. Have a nice trip. So what do we have? Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, a sailboat. We have Jersey City, which, by the way, I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't share this tip. 4th of July fireworks, you just come down to Battery Park City, and Jersey City has 2 barges by Garucci Fireworks, and they're amazing, and it's quiet, and it's not chaotic. And then beyond that is Hoboken and Edgewater, Weehawken, reverse that, I think. Yeah, so it's just a lovely, lovely day. Lovely, lovely day. I'm not sure, but I think these people are setting up for someone to have a proposal later. There's gonna be a sunset proposal. There's flowers, there's candles, there's things. I'm gonna have to find out. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask. Holy shit, someone's totally getting proposed to.
Yeah, the candle should be okay, especially with the batteries.
Is someone getting proposed to, or is someone getting proposed to?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh, congrats. You're welcome. Don't blow it. I'm kidding. Congratulations. You're welcome. I love New York. I'm tearing up a little bit, not gonna lie. The trees so pretty.